Well, I thought I'd come out here and check my stone fruit trees. And the only one that really looks like it's worth even recording is my Flaming Fury. But there are a few over here. I counted less than 10 plums over here. What is this? Fantasia, I think, or is it the method? Yeah, this is Fantasia. Nectarine. So I might get about 10 fruit off of this tree. There's one. There's one way up there. That's sapping. I haven't sprayed this but twice, and I mix around in diatomaceous earth, and it seems to be holding really well. You see the leaves are still white, even despite that we've had some really heavy rain. So I'm actually impressed with that. But again, there's not many fruit on this tree. The cold and the late cold and just the crazy warm one day, freezing the next. But look at this one. This is a pretty nice size one. This is probably the biggest one I have on there, and I'll probably need to come over here and spray it before something gets to it. But that's probably the biggest one on this tree. And I had to look really hard to even find 10. So, but over here on the Flaming Fury, this is the older tree, and that may have something to do with it as well, because the trees at the other house, they're just loaded with fruit. So I think these were just too young. All of them have been planted since 21, I think. Yeah, these are my oldest ones that would have been planted in either 21 or 22. So here's one there. You see it still has the powder on it, which is really good. But I think the most of them are on this side here. Oh, we have, let's see, I guess you might be able to see that. Let me zoom in a little bit because the sun is shining and I can't see, so hopefully you're seeing it. And then there's a nice size one there. Again, the powder is holding really well. It's picking up, I think, really coming in. And I guess one of the pluses to this tree dropping the fruit, these are larger than they were last year. So because they don't have a lot of fruit on it, maybe the peaches will be a larger size this year. Might be able to make me a cup of juice. Definitely not gonna have the amount that I had last year, which is cool, because I figured you gotta be careful what you put in the universe. I kept worrying about what I was gonna do with all these peaches, because last year I tried shipping them through the mail with their 2-day guarantee, which turned into 2 weeks and sometimes 3 weeks. So that was a lost cause. So I knew I couldn't try to ship anymore. So I guess Mother Nature took care of it for me. She says, oh, are you worried about what you're going to do with it? Let me show you. You're not going to have much to do anything with. So be careful what you put in the universe, guys. I say that all the time, and I still put negative energy out. But anyway, it's going to be all right. I have probably a couple of dozen, maybe a little more peaches. And guess what? That's just enough for me. So I'll take it. I'll probably make a couple of pies, throw them in the freezer for holidays or something like that. See, they're a really nice size. They're looking really good too. I don't see many bites from bugs on them. So I guess the surround and diatomaceous mixed together really worked well. Or maybe just the surround. Diatomaceous earth didn't give me that kind of result. Oh, let me see. Here's a really nice thick one. Look at this one. That's pretty. It's gonna be some pretty fruit this year. But anyway, that is the Flaming Fury. And my plums, the Shiro, they didn't do very well. I think I might have 5 or 10 on here. Here's one. There's one. And it's really hard for me to get the powder to stick to this. I'm thinking I maybe need to put some dish detergent or something in the powder to help it stick to the plums. But I'm not going to worry about it this year because there's really not that many. Out of the 3 Shiro plums, I think this is the one that has the most plums on it. And the other ones might have 2 apiece, something like that, not many. Here's one of them. You see it's pretty empty. There's one. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. There's one right. Let's see if I can find it. Right there. Can't get too close because of this fence, but let me see. Right there. And really and honestly, I don't think there's any more on that tree at all. I do have a peach tree there. That's the Alberta. And there were about 4 peaches on that tree as well. I may walk out there and see what's going on with that tree. But that tree is outside the fence and the deer can really get to that one. So I'm not sure I should count anything that's coming off of that tree. I think the, let me bring that down some. That's one of my pomegranates. This is a pear tree that the deer got to. Trying to go back. Over here is a persimmon tree, and it has a few persimmons on it. But the squirrels got all of these last year. That is my Tananashi persimmon. So hopefully I'll get to taste it this year because I didn't get to taste it last year at all. Here is my Lee Jujube. It's loaded with fruit again. Last year I sprayed it and every one of these fruit dropped. So this year, I think it was because I sprayed it. Can't say 100%, but I think it is. But this year I've not sprayed or anything on this, so I might get to taste some jujubes this year. This is the Lee. I also have a honey jar over that way somewhere. I think it might be outside the fence. Let's go see. See what that one is doing. No, it's actually inside the fence as well. There's another persimmon. A pomegranate. Sorry about that. But here's the honey jar. Jujube. And yes, it's putting on fruit as well. It's not as full as the Lee, but it's not as old as the Lee either. I think I got this one in 24. Yeah, September of 24. So it's only not even quite 2 years old for me owning it. Of course, I can't date the tree itself, but the Lee, let me see when I got the Lee. See, I got the Lee in 2022, so yeah, it's a few years older than the honey jar, and it sends up shoots all over the place. See, there's one coming up there, and what I've been doing is digging them up and replanting them out at the edge of my property because I don't know how big they'll get. This is, what is this? I think this is my favorite plum that I ever tasted, and I don't have any on here. Yep, it is the spring satin plum cod. And as you see, it lost all of its flowers and all of its fruit. And I was so excited about this one when I saw it flowering, but it was not to be. I'll have to wait a whole another year to really taste it and see if that grape flavor is consistent throughout. Old Meffley here, I was really looking forward to some plums off of Meffley because this behemoth is old, and I haven't tasted not. Let me see, did I get any Meffley off of this one? I don't think so. I think I got Meffley off the tree at the other house. Yeah, I don't think this one has ever given me a single plum. Look how big it is. Really needs to be pruned, but I didn't bother it because I thought maybe I had cut off all of the fruiting spurs or whatever last year or the year before that, so I didn't bother it. And it did flower, so I can't say that it didn't flower. So it did flower, but it was not to be. And I'm not going to talk about that behemoth right there, which is the pineapple pear. Not even going to discuss that one. This is another Shiro. Man, it has grown. It's shot up since I was last out here, but it looks like I'm going to have at least 2 Shiro plums off of this one. Don't see any more. But yeah, Mother Nature did her thing this year, and she was not playing. So this one I'm going to have to cut back because who planted a pear tree right there beside it and really too close? My anticipation was that this pear tree was going to go straight up like that monstrosity over there, and it wouldn't interfere with the plum tree. And I also didn't consider that when it went straight up, it was going to be blocking the sun on this behemoth right here. So I'll have to figure out a solution for those 2 problems. And that's it, guys. I have some apples in the backyard. Let me see. I have apples over here too, but they're not fruiting, so I guess there's no need to discuss that. Oh, here we go. This pear tree is a Migitsu, and I got it in 2024, and it gets me. Look. It's giving me 1 single pear this year, which is cool. It's still a young tree. So if it holds, I'll be able to taste the Migitsu pear. And I did have a pear over here. This is the Shinshiki. But when I went to kind of find it, I can't find it. And it might still be in here, and I may just be overlooking it. I know there was one because I sprayed the tree with the surround. But I haven't been able to find it, so if there is one, it may show itself. It should be big enough that I'm not overlooking it, so it may have dropped. But anyway, that was the Shinshiki. And then let's go out here to the apple trees, because I do have maybe about 4 little apples trying to grow as well. And I'm going to pause you until I get out there. Oh, here's my citrus from the greenhouse. I'm not going to talk about that today, but look at that. Rio Red is showing out. Rio Red. All right, back to pause. Okay, guys, I forgot that I have a few stone fruit out here in the middle of the yard as well. And so, look at that. That is so pretty. Now, let me see what it is. I can tell you. These haven't been out here very long. And because I didn't have room over there is why they're out here in the back with the apples and the figs. But this is a, Star King Delicious Peach. And so I will have one of those. Oh, I'll have 2 if they both make it. I'll have 2 Star King Delicious Peaches. And that tree is not very old at all, as you can tell by the size of it. And I've never pruned any of these back here. And I don't think there's anything on this one because I did not spray it a second time. This is, yeah, there's nothing on this one. But it is, what is it? Let's go over here and see what it is. It is the Royal Giant Nectarine. Planted in 24. There's nothing on that one. Bug. Okay. Let's see. There's nothing on this one, I don't think. So I had sprayed it, but look at all the new growth. All of that since I sprayed it the first time. When I came back through, and if they didn't have fruit, I didn't bother spraying them the second time. Oh, that's not good. This is a cotton candy apiarium. And I think I just got that maybe, I want to say last year maybe? Yeah, April of 25. All right, this is what I came to show y'all, the apples. First year getting apples. And look at there. It's not a lot, but I'll take it. I think it's 2 maybe on this tree. This is, I believe, the Arkansas Black. Yeah, this is the Arkansas Black. And I'll have another one there. And have one way, let's see, up there. Hopefully you can see that. So it looks like I'm getting at least, or the potential to get at least 3 Arkansas Black apples. And I think, let's see, this one is not sprayed the second time, so I don't think there's any apples on this one. Pretty sure it's not, but this one is sprayed the second time, so there must be apples coming on this one, or at least there were. Up, here we go. And I know I can't pronounce this tree because it is French, but I am going to get at least 1 apple, and that is the Caville Blanc d'Ivoire. I know I'm not saying it right, but that's what it is, and I planted that in 2024. Looks like there was 2 there, but look, that little teeny one wasn't doing anything, so I'll get to taste that maybe, hopefully. And I think there was 1 more apple tree out here that was giving me apples, and I think it's this one. Yes, it is. Look over here. So I have 2 apples here. Uh-oh. And I have another one there. And I think, let's see. I think that's it. But this one is, what is this one? This is called Joseph's Apple, and it was planted in 2022. First year getting apples off of this tree as well. And then that's it. So that's my update for now. Oh, I'm going to show you one more thing just because. Hold on. Okay, so way back here, not quite to the edge of my property line, but in the back far side of my property is the pawpaw tree. If you remember, they all fell off. Uh-oh. When I came out here and checked, there they are. I had those 2 left. So, y'all, if they make it, I may get to taste the pawpaw. That's the sunflower pawpaw. And I do not have a second pawpaw tree for pollination. That is the only one I have. And so it looks like they were pollinated. At least it's supposed to be self-pollinating, actually, is what I was told when I purchased it, that I didn't need another pawpaw tree. But I wouldn't get as many fruit, which is okay with me, because I figure by the time all of these trees start fruiting, I'm gonna have way too much fruit for one person anyway. So, okay guys, that's it. That's my update for today, Saturday, May 17th. And let me do a little side note for y'all. Y'all see that tall beehive over there that has the straps on it? Like, before I went to Texas, I checked that hive and they were making queen cells. I had did a Demarest split on it, and I knocked down the queen cells, and I knew I needed to check again, but I wasn't going to be home to check, so I came home and I checked it, and those two orange boxes beside it were also on it. The darker orange, I added it when I got home because the one on top, the yellow and orange on top of that really dark orange box, was full of bees and honey. And yesterday I checked it. When I opened it, I immediately knew something was wrong because the bees wasn't flowing out the top like they were before. So that hive is now queenless. They were they were tearing down, excuse me. They were tearing down a queen cell. So once they made their mind up, they were swarming. They did, and they took probably about between 80 and 90 pounds of honey with them. That's a 10 frame box, and all the boxes were filled. So anyway, they got me this year. First time in about 6 years that I had a hive swarm on me, and they got me. So hopefully I don't have any more issues with swarming. But anyway, that's that's all for real this time. I'm out, and as always, guys, thanks for watching my antics here at the orchard and apiary. Have a great day.